G'day folks, it's Cortezerino. Flying around the server, still don't know my way around perfectly, but here we go. We're at my witch farm we did last episode, and as promised, I have done the storage system. Now this is my entry point. This is pretty cool because at first I put glass, like I've got soul sand and a magma block there. At first I had glass tubes coming up to the hut so we could go up and down, and then I realised we didn't even need them. So if we run down, let's have a quick look. And before you say, Cortez, you haven't done much with the decorations, I know, I didn't want to go too crazy with that. I just want to make it functional, but I have made this thing pretty cool. Let's go into my secret little hidey hole and run up, and I don't know how much of the redstone we're really going to be able to see. So this is where the witches come down and cram on our minecarts, and I've just got a bunch of item sorters there. So I got 5 in a row. So I'm taking out. Well, let's run back down so we can check again. Which ones are we taking out? These items, we are keeping them and storing them, and we're getting a fair bit out of that. It's really cool. The sticks I am also keeping, but they are going into this cool little furnace. And like what I wanted to do was something a bit different, because usually you have your input up high and it goes into your hoppers and into the furnaces, and then your output's down low. But I want to have the input and output at the same level. And there's no room to check out the redstone back there, but we can check it out on a creative world. And this is where I did all of my designing. So it's pretty simple. The sticks just come down. I've got a bunch of chests to store, tons and tons of them, and I'm not distributing them evenly through the furnaces. I'm just doing a bit of an overflow system. So they just eventually load up all the hoppers, and eventually they all fill up because we've got tons and tons of sticks out of our witch farm. Now, to do the smelting, This is somewhat interesting. I mean, it's a bit big and bulky because we're using a minecart, but I've got a hopper minecart underneath here. And we push the button to start him, and he will run up here and just go across our furnaces and come back. But once you push the button, this thing will continue until everything is smelted, because when the first item gets smelted in the furnace and trickles into the hopper, I've got a comparator underneath here, reading that hopper, and it will send a signal and launch the minecart again. So if we chuck in a bunch of steak and push go for the first time, each of these furnaces will get 2 items, and as soon as that first one is smelted and leaves the hopper, this thing launches again. So this way it will keep going until every single item has been smelted. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's a bit big and bulky, but it looks really cool from the front. So the item sorter for the sticks is located about here, and I'm just sending that into a little dropper elevator so I can get up a bit higher, and that way we can fit in a few more storage chests for sticks. And I'm using water here, just so if all these chests fill up, then the sticks will just despawn above that hopper. And you might wonder what's happening to the water bottles. I don't want them, so anything that doesn't get sorted out just goes through and gets dropped into that lava, and that will also deal with any overflow of our 5 items we're keeping in here, like the spider eyes. I don't expect we're going to be needing many of them. This was a little bit tricky to build. A couple of times I released the water above our heads and washed away some of my redstone. Other than the storage and the smelter with the sticks, I needed something for this wall, so this isn't much. If you're getting all your items, and I might take the goodies that I want before anyone else does. I'll take the redstone and the glowstone dust. I'll leave the gunpowder. I've got plenty of that. I don't need any more of it. Oh, and I'm throwing stuff away. And the whole point of this is somewhere to put the shulker boxes, and I end up putting it on the ground. So that is where you would unload your shulker boxes, fill it up with all the goodies you want, and just push the button. So you don't have to break it manually. It's pretty boring and unnecessary, but it matches the other side, and that's all that matters. But that is it for this little area, guys. We are completely done here. We are going back to base because we are finally, after all this time, going to do some more on my tower. Now, this tower of mine, if it ever loads in, there we go, has been unfinished for a long time. Far too long. Look at the conditions I've been living in. Torches everywhere, and it's all open to the world. Visible redstone all over the place. We need to sort this out. The reason I haven't fixed it yet, or finished it, is because I haven't really known what I'm doing with the top here. It's a bit complicated because I've got this twirly-whirly thing going all the way up, and yeah, it's hard to build, but we are definitely going to make a start. And I think I'm just going to start on the basic areas, like around here. I need to cover up all the visible redstone, make a kitty litter or something for my cats. But to begin with, we might start right down here. Wow, I'm getting a lot of creepers at the moment. Well, I've done this room, and at first glance it might look like I haven't done much. I've still got all this exposed redstone, but that's a little bit hard to cover up without making it look silly. And I kind of like it, actually, that you can see the apparatus behind these guys. So they're staying, but I've put a big roof on the thing here, and I've done up the walls, so this is all clean. And I've got one on the other side, and this is just a little bit of redstone access. I might clean this up later though, because it takes us out onto a balcony which I built quite a while ago, but yeah, didn't have any access to it. So we've got more to do. Oh, I forgot to put a button on this side. There's my button. Alright, I will fix you later. Come on, door. Alright, there we go. And the last thing I did was I put a new little archway up there just to match the one I'm standing on right here, and it covers up a whole bunch of stuff up there. But the next bit is a little more complicated. We've got the twirly-whirly walkway, and then I've got to cover up all this mess right here. So rather than attempt to do another 3 windows, I might mix it up a little bit, because I've decided with my platform up here, because I've been flying in and out for so long, I want to keep most of this open to the sky. So I want to probably bring that wall up next to the walkway up to about this level. So I might do perhaps one more window on this side and then some sort of feature right here. I don't know, we will figure it out. And I've also got to get rid of all these torches, and I think I might do that just with grey carpet. We'll get rid of all the spawning spaces like this, I think. But anyway, that's a lot more work for me to do. We'll figure something out. Alright, I just had to make a quick stop to get some light grey concrete powder, because that's what I built the walls in my storage area out of. Cool, did we get it all? Yes, this thing didn't necessarily break with the aquatic update, but every now and then I get an item sitting out here for some reason. But anyway, remember earlier I said my cats could use a kitty litter. I was thinking about this. I've got this little green area down here, and it's super duper simple, but I really like it. So I think I want to put something like that around my storage area. Let's see how bad I'm lagging. No, I could take off. And if we fly around here, I can show you what I've done with that wall. So I've just built it up a little bit, put a second window in, a smaller one, and did a little green sort of feature right here. Anyway, it does the job. But now I've got this big open gap here that I want to fill up. And I think I want to do that with the grass and the bushes. So I might grab some sandstone as well. Should we attempt some building on camera, guys? Would that be interesting? It's not really what I usually go for, but we've got these lamps. So I think I won't light them up just yet. I already grabbed them So planned on doing something like this. I think we can extend these along. How many do I want here? I have no idea. And we also need to extend this along. So maybe we'll do something like this, and we'll put a little wall. There we go. And we might bring that along a little bit further. And the same over here. Get in there. Okay, so that sort of makes a little bit of sense. And then we'll just do another line of lamps around the corner here. And we're going to run into this these pieces of glass here, these big pillars of glass. I've got them there because that is the sky access for the doors in my villager trading hall and my iron farms. So I can't cover them up, but I think we can actually get rid of them and just make sure I don't put any blocks in between, and we'll leave this all nice and open. So we'll continue this along, and then I think I'll get rid of most of this sandstone and we'll come down a little bit from here with some stairs. And then the thing I'm going to do here is just fill all this in with grass for my little kitties. Or maybe I'll drop this down a level. This is this is definitely too high. Look at this. This is why I don't build on camera, guys. I've got these ones all the way down there. And then these lamps are too high. I'm going to fix this up off camera for a second. Alright, I have to be a tiny bit careful while I'm turning all these on, that I don't accidentally power something with the lever that I shouldn't be powering. So I've got a lot of hoppers and stuff underneath. Like if I accidentally lock the what is it, a furnace on top of that, then that will break stuff. And now I'm placing stuff everywhere. Turn on, you can go away. Alright, we are getting there. Where do I want this one? Probably right there. Just a couple more, guys, and we will run upstairs. Although I'm not sure how to get back up there now. Am I locking that? No. I've sort of taken away my old way of getting up, which was this little bit of dirt. We might have to go the long way. Let's go off-road here for a minute. And we'll keep going. Here we go. And up we go. And I'm hungry and I'm losing health, but this is what I've come up with. So we've just extended these lights all the way around. I've raised it up a bit here so I can just walk straight across. Actually, I might make these flat rather than stairs. I think that'll look a bit better. And that just goes all the way around. And then so in these gaps, got to get rid of that sandstone there. You can all go away. Bye-bye. We're just going to have nice green kitty litter for my little cats. And then we will decorate it a bit later on. So I think this is looking good. We've got a lot more room here. And it's not going to be too boring. And I do need something here, don't I? So we might just knock all... Oh no! Kitty! I nearly knocked the block out from underneath you. Come on, over here. Actually, you can stand on your kitty litter. Come on. Or you can stand there, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, we'll knock all this sandstone out. We're not using this anymore. And I'll put a nice stone path in. Okay, we've switched into the camera account because I wanted to get a bit of a bird's eye view of what I'm up to here. So that arch at the front looks pretty cool. But how are we looking here? I think that's alright. It's not even decorated yet. I've still got torches everywhere. We're going to put in some ferns and some bushes and some hidden lighting. But it is no longer looking... Well, it is looking like a little bit of a mess here. Still got some work to do. And I need to clean up the walls a little bit more, but I think we're on our way, and I think I can also do the rest of this off camera. You don't need to watch me bumbling through. It is finally clean up here. This is wonderful. I can't believe I've been playing with that mess for so long this season. I've even moved my bed out of the way and made myself a lovely little bedroom. Just managed to squeeze that in next to my brand new wall I've put in here. None of this was here before. Got another little green feature. So that's pretty cool. I've done heaps and heaps of work here, guys. Pretty sure I hate this archway right here. So we may end up putting another wall, another wall in like the other side. Oh, and all my glass has been taken down. I've no longer got those 4 pillars on the sides. And you see over here, I've chucked, I was trying to figure out how to cover up the redstone on this side. I tried a big wall there and it just looks silly. So now I've got a little staircase coming up. I think it looks pretty cool. And that takes me up on top of the item sorter. So I had been using that ladder over there. I can get rid of that now. So this is just in case I need to get in here if it jams up. But I've sort of cleaned it up. I think I'll leave it exposed. It looks kind of cool that way. And we've got another little balcony up over here with a whole new wall that I've put in. But you will notice the big feature I've got going on here. This triangular thing. That took me a whole day to figure out. So I tried so many different things trying to figure out how I'm going to do the walls here. How I'm going to finish the twirl on my twirly-whirly walkway. But we might have to jump into the camera account to have a bit of a better look at that. Let's take this ladder down before I forget. That's horrible. And you'll see I've added a few more little bits of storage, just something to fill in the space on the walls. And I'll use that. Like things like the rockets are in my storage system, and the ender pearls are in my storage system. But I never ever put rockets or pearls into there to filter through. I'm always taking stuff out, but I'm never putting them back in. So those can be moved onto the little chests on the sides and free myself up a little bit more storage. But yes, this is all looking very, very cool now. So we will jump into the camera account and have a bit of a fly around. Oh yeah, I haven't put my bushes in yet because these walls still have to be cleaned up. And once I know where the edge is, then I can start putting in bushes and ferns. Anyway, let's get the camera account. So this is the new look for the Cortezerino tower. I've got a second sort of sloped ceiling coming up from the other direction, and I sort of needed something just to finish off the walls in my big storage area here, so I can then leave all of this nice and open so I can fly in whenever I want. Gee, it does look pretty cool from up here. Quite like that. But you'll notice I've got different materials on each side. I've got red bricks on one side and the stone bricks on the other. That's just to say that each of these is a little bit different, because the red ones is a continuation of the twirl of our twirly-whirly walkway. You can see down here it's stairs, and as we come around it turns into ceiling. So just when I did the roof in the other direction, I just wanted to use a different material that didn't stand out as much as the stone bricks. But I do kind of like the symmetry of it, but I don't know if I'm going to continue the twirl even higher. We may do, but yeah, that's a lot of building. I've still got to put a little top on the tower, but we are not going to do that today. I've had enough. I've done enough building on the tower. But now I get to enjoy my lovely new storage area. So, no massive builds today, guys, but we did do something so important. I can now come up here and record in my storage room without having to hang my head in shame. I left it bad for far too long. It's looking much better now. So cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Cortezerino. I will see you later. Whoop, fell in a hole.